Success is an equation, and the equation of success is mindset, skill set, tool set, and you become a success. One of the things that people should be able to first of all correct is their mindset. You can have a skill and you can be so good at the skill if you don't learn how to position yourself in the areas of opportunities. You are not going to have opportunities with your skill. You don't just want to be in a job because they are paying you. You should have a deeper reason, and that means that you're trying to validate your skill set.
Hi and welcome to African Discourse channel. This is Isioma Afan-Okesi, and today I'm here with Paa Kwesi. I'm going to let Paa Kwesi talk to you about what he does and all of the things that he's been up to, all of the amazing things that he has been up to. And then we'll go into the program today, Future of Work. So Paa Kwesi, can you tell us what you do, who you are, and all of the things that you've been up to?
Yeah, hi, it's a pleasure to be here. And so, for those of you listening, I'm Paa Kwesi Folson. I'm an award-winning public speaker. I'm an entrepreneur. I run a company known as Revolute Solutions Limited, and basically that's what I do. Revolute Solutions Limited, we do two things. So we have two major solutions, which is marketing and human capital development. So marketing, we help coaching, consulting, and tech companies market, and then we also do human capital development, where we build people in soft skills, leadership, and emotional intelligence. So basically, in those areas, that's what we do basically. And I've been running this course for some time, impacting lives, touching people, and doing this because it's my purpose. And so, yes.
Amazing. Paa Kwesi, looking at what you do and the topic today, we want to bridge the gap between academia and then the work industry. What do you think are the skills that are missing? Because I heard you mention soft skills in there, and I want to know from your experience, what are the skills that are missing? What is the gap that even today's program we are looking to bridge it? What do you think are the skills that these young people are missing when it comes to the industry?
So just like I think I was saying, usually a lot of people are just fixated on the skills. Okay, success is an equation, and the equation of success is mindset, skill set, tool set, and you become a success. Let me say that again. The equation of success is mindset, skill set, tool set, and you become a success. So most of the time, in fact, a lot of people don't really lack skills because skills can easily be learned. The thing is this: when people even have the skill, they lack a certain type of mindset that allows them to be able to take the skill to its fullest capacity and maximum potential. And so one of the things that people should be able to first of all correct before I touch on the skills is their mindset, the way they think about value, the way they think about work, the way they think about being able to be of benefit to another party. And so the mindset is one of the things that we have to deal with, like at its fundamental roots, because I always tell people that if you can see it in your mind, then you can hold it in your hand. It's something that Bob Proctor said. And so one of the things that we have to do is that we have to get people to first imagine possibilities. And once they can imagine the possibilities, it's easier for them to work in that reality. And once you fix the mind, then the skill set comes into play. With the skill set, the one thing that a lot of people lack is the ability to have very good problem-solving skills. Problem solving is one of the things that a lot of people lack. Okay, you can have a skill, but until you are able to come into full recognition of how that skill really solves a problem, then you are not really going to make the best use of the skill. And so problem solving skills are one of the most crucial things. Okay, that's one of them. Number two is that I don't know if I should categorize this as a skill, but the skill to learn how to position yourself is so crucial. You can have a skill and you can be so good at the skill. If you don't learn how to position yourself in the areas of opportunities, you are not going to have opportunities with your skill. I know so many people who are skilled at so many different things, like amazing people in coding and data analytics, whatever you may want to name it, and they are not getting the recognition that they deserve because they don't know how to position themselves. So that's one of the things that we need to do to bridge the gap. We're training people, we're training graduates who are leaving school. They know what to do, they know their books, they have a certificate, they have a degree, they have the academics. However, they just don't know how to position themselves. You see, academics is what you are taught in a formal education. Education is what you teach yourself. There's a difference between academics and education. And so what people have to do is that they have to really focus on educating themselves. What that means is that they need to teach themselves things. And once they do that and they're able to learn how to position themselves, use digital spaces, learn how to network with the right people, put all of that together, you're going to really become like a star, and people wonder how you did it. And really, when you learn how to solve problems and you learn how to position yourself, those are the necessary skills that we need in this generation to be able to help people and to be able to bridge the gap between from academia to the corporate world.
Thank you very much, Paa Kwesi. Earlier, when we were having a conversation off air, you said that you blew up on LinkedIn, and I would like to know what you did different, because we're talking about branding, and I want us to see how we can brand ourselves on digital platforms, especially for LinkedIn, where we know that employees are there, opportunities are there for us as young people. What did you do differently that sets you apart, that puts you out there for opportunities, for people to see you?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. I must say, one of the things you see, I have over the time of now being on LinkedIn and blowing up and getting numerous opportunities from the platform, I've been able to then look back at everything and really develop like a model of how I was able to blow up. And so it's a formula that I call VAVA. Now, first thing first is vision. Okay. Many people just go on LinkedIn and they have no particular vision as to why they are there. Like, why are you on LinkedIn? The moments that you don't establish that vision, you are not going to achieve success. You don't even have a metric for success. Because I always tell people that the scope of your vision is dependent, the scope of your success is dependent on the scope of your vision. And so what that means is that you need to really establish a vision. As in, why am I going to be on LinkedIn? Okay, I'm on LinkedIn. What do I hope to achieve within the next 3 years, the next 4 years, the next 5 years, the next 2 years, whatever your goal may be? That's what you have to first of all figure out, your vision. And many people don't do this, just want the real strategies. Oh, should I do this? Should I post this? No, it's not really about that. You need to first of all focus on what your vision is, because that is really going to determine how long, it's going to really determine the capacity of your strength. And so you need to get that down. Then after that, there's an A. So I said VAVA. So there's an A, which is known as your authenticity. I want you to know that, first of all, you were not like everybody.
Yeah.
We're all created differently. What that means is that the kind of value that you have, that you can give to the marketplace, nobody else can give that type of value in that exact same measure to the marketplace. And so you have to, first of all, you have to recognize that authenticity and then live in it every time. So when you're on LinkedIn, you should express that authenticity of value. That's what you have to do. And so you should be your authentic self, because I realize that there are so many people on LinkedIn who are trying to imitate other people. So they see that something has worked at some other person and they just like imitate that blindly, when that's not the case. So that's what you want to do. You want to have a vision, you want to have authenticity. Next V is something I call value. You see, the word value comes from an old word known as valoir, and valoir means worthy. That means that there's something worthy about you, about what you do, about your skill set, that once you take to the marketplace, everything changes. And so what you have to do is that you have to first of all recognize that unique thing about you. Like, you were a data analyst, okay, so you were a public speaker, but what makes you different in the market? Until you are able to define that thing, you just be on LinkedIn and you'll be positioning yourself wrongly. So your vision, authenticity, your value. After your value, then you now focus on the strategies, which is visibility. So visibility is about you then learning how to position yourself. One of the things that you can do for visibility is that you need to start posting content. Okay, you see, content is not just you sharing ideas, it's you unpacking the value in you. Let me say that again. Content is not just about you sharing ideas, about you unpacking the value within you. And so when you go on LinkedIn, what you're trying to do is that you want to unpack the value, and not just any kind of value. You want to pack your unique value. So that unique value, you want to bring it to the market. So you want to just share it in bits and pieces, and you want to construct your ideas and share them over time. So once you have the vision, it's going to keep you, even if you start posting on LinkedIn and you're getting 2 likes. Because when I started, I didn't have so many likes and impressions like I have now. But because I had a vision, it didn't really matter, because I knew I was trying to get to the place. And so it kept me going, and that's why that's part of the equation. And so when I started posting content, it's going to take some time, of course. So you want to start doing that, but you want to unpack the value inside of you. What you want to do is that you want to pick topics that you want, not just topics, but you want to pick problems that already exist in the marketplace and match it together with your value. So for example, one of the challenges that people were facing, or people are facing right now, is diversity. Let me just explain from my point of view, or let's say leadership, okay, for young people. And so one of the things that I did was that I decided to start sharing leadership tips for young employees.
Okay.
And so once I start sharing content like that, it changes the whole ball game. I'm not just talking about a story in my life like most people do on LinkedIn these days. I'm not just talking about, oh, I graduated from school, I just got this new job. I'm doing something different, so every day I show up, and I'm not just showing up talking about the success. Okay, I'm showing you the value inside of me. So I then attract people naturally. And so that's the visibility. So visibility is something called authority. Authority is on a higher level of visibility. You see, many people are visible let me say this: in a world where in a world where people are chasing visibility, the people that build authority win.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. In a world where people are chasing visibility, the people that build authority win. And so, what you want to do is that you want to build authority. How do you then build authority? That is the number one question we should be asking. And the way to build authority is this: you need to be able to then establish yourself from an expert to the expert. I know that sounds good, huh?
Yeah, it does.
You want to establish yourself. You want to move from being seen as an expert to the expert. So, whatever you were doing, you don't just want to be seen as, oh, I am a data analyst. You want to be seen as the data analyst. How do you do that then? Instead of you just doing normal content, because you know everybody is also going to post. People are
Yeah.
going to listen to me and now say, oh, okay, then because Paa Kwesi says the way to get visibility is to post content, I'm going to start posting content. Okay, that's fine. But when you want to build authority, don't just post content. You know what you do? You start putting thought leadership pieces out there. What that means is that you want to start putting articles out there, very good newsletters. That's not just regular content. It's like a higher form of thought.
Mhm.
You want to put an ebook together. You want to put a guide together. You want to put a template together. You want to do some research, package it into a document, get people to you want people to perceive you as like an authority within your space, like somebody who has weight. Okay, that's what you want to do. You want to do things on a higher level, on a higher realm, whereby people cannot match you. And once you have these things, your vision, you have your authenticity, you have your value, you have your visibility, and you have your authority, oh, you'll be finished. And that's what literally I did. So these 5 things. And once anybody does these 5 things, you'll be you'll be like where I am and more. Because I literally have people who have like blown up, like literally who came and learned these 5 things, who have blown up more than I have, and they're getting so many opportunities, not just in Ghana but around the globe. And so that's about everything.
Thank you very much, Paa Kwesi. And so you heard him. If you want to be different on LinkedIn, on any social media platform, if you want to brand yourself as the authority, then you're going to follow what Paa Kwesi said, the vulva strategy.
Yeah, Baba. Right.
You are going to do the vulva strategy. And I really liked what you said. I am currently taking a course in digital marketing.
Okay.
And as I'm listening to you, I realized that this is exactly what my facilitators are telling me. And these are people that have like 10, 15 years of experience. And you're here and you're telling me. And so I am telling you, if you're listening to me, let's do it the Paa Kwesi way. Paa Kwesi, moving on from that, let's say that academia has done its work. Now I'm done. So I'm getting into the job industry. How do I transfer those knowledge and theories that I learned back in the university into the job market? Because I know that this is something that a lot of people struggle with. And so how do I transfer those knowledge and skills into the job industry?
Yeah. So the purpose of then being in school is number one, so that you are equipped enough for the job market. And so when you are equipped, you see any soldier who has any soldier that has a weapon or who is armed and never uses it in the time of battle is going to eventually die. And so what people do is that you are equipped, they've given you the training, they've given you the weapons, and they say, okay, now you go into the corporate world, in other words, the battlefield, and you go there and you're not using it, then you're going to be in trouble. What you should do is you should put it to use. There's something called the law of use. It states that anything that you don't use, you lose. And so what that means is that's something I learned from Jim, by the way. And what that means is that you need to actually put the things to test. You need to put it on the field. Like, you need to go on the field and say, hello, if you have a job, you want to you don't just want to be in a job because they're paying you. You should have a deeper reason. And that means that you're trying to validate your skill set. But the thing is that sometimes jobs don't give you the necessary freedom to be able to really express your skill set.
Yes.
And so that's why I don't want to sound imposing on somebody, but that's why entrepreneurship has now become an escape route for a lot of people, because then you now have a place whereby you are able to then express your gift or express your skill set in its full maximum potential without feeling limited in any way, shape, or form. And so that's the thing. So what you want to do is that you may not want to be a full-time entrepreneur. You want to start freelancing. You could do it for free. You could get paid from it, whatever you want to do. But you want to start freelancing on your own. So you could be working your job but you want to start doing stuff for other people. So if you were a podcast host like you do, you want to go and look for other people who want to start podcasts, and you want to say, hey, can I host this for you? Can I do this for you? That's what you want to do. There's something I call the power of free.
Yeah.
There's so much power in free. So many people just think that free means cheap. That free doesn't mean cheap. Okay, that's what most people don't understand. People think that free means cheap. Sometimes free doesn't mean cheap. Free just means I'm just doing this now so that I could get expensive later.
Yeah.
And so that's what you want to do. You just want to leverage the power of free. You want to start like literally freelancing, take those opportunities, start doing a bunch of things. That's what I did when I was done with school. I decided that I was going to for me, I didn't really see myself as prepared enough. And so I decided to take a bunch of courses and stuff, and on marketing and everything. And I knew that that's just the theoretical knowledge. Okay. I now have to then practice it. You see, what happens is this. Let me say this. There's a difference between comprehension and understanding. You see, when people finish school, they have only comprehended a bunch of things. Okay. Understanding is a function of application. That means that until you've applied, you cannot say you've understood something. You can, of course, you can comprehend it, but understanding means that I've applied it and I know it works. And because I've applied it, then I can say I understand something. And so people have to then move from the realm of theory to the realm of practice. And how do they do that? They need to put themselves out there. So what did I do? After I finished school, I took a bunch of courses. I started volunteering for a lot of opportunities, saying hello. I know, for example, so one of the things I was doing is that I was training people. I was doing a lot of coaching. And because I was doing a lot of coaching, I used to all my clients, my first 120 clients were all free.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Now people pay me a bunch of money for that, but I knew that I had to grow my formulas. I had to grow my skill set in coaching. I had to grow all of those things, and so that allowed me to do a lot of things. Even with marketing, I was done doing marketing for people. I was doing media buying for people. Literally, like I'll run the Facebook ads, build out as funnels, do so many things for free. And that eventually turned into something else. You want to leverage the power of free. That's the way to be able to validate and test your skills and transfer the knowledge into the marketplace. And when you do that for when you do it for a long period, I won't say long period of time, but if you are able to do that for a number of people, or eventually you have so much experience, and people wonder, you've only spent 2 years in the job market, but you know so much. Yes, it's because you were validating and testing. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Paa Kwesi. So, like you heard, volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. Put whatever you have learned in school into practice. And that is usually you volunteering for other people.
Yeah.
And free is not cheap.
Yeah, free is not cheap.
Free is not cheap. Free is an opportunity for you to leverage your skills. It is an opportunity for you to let other people see the potential in you, and maybe they can work on recommendation. Now, moving on.
Yeah.
Leveraging on free, volunteering.
For sure.
I would like to talk about networking.
Okay.
How the young people can properly network to bring them opportunities so that they can enter into the job market. What do they do in that stage of what I say their career journey? What should they do? What are they doing? Who are the people that they should actually really connect with? Because there's a lot of programs to go. There's so many programs to go. What specific programs should we go to? Who are the people that we should be talking to? Who are the people that we should be inviting into our network space to be able to build ourselves and then our network in our work journey?
Right. That's a very good question as well. And so you see, when it comes to network, a lot of people don't take it seriously. They just think it's just another thing. But is what? Work. Do you know what that means? That means it's work. You've got to put in the work, and most people don't see the work part of the equation of networking. And the thing is that you've got to really put in the work when it comes to networking. That means that you have to put in some effort in the way that you go about networking. And so what that means is that if it's work, then I have to be strategic about it. One of the things that you can do is that, you see, first of all, you need to understand that there are different levels of networking.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can network. There's something that we call vertical networking, whereby you are networking with people who are higher than you, who have more knowledge than you, who have more experience than you. Then we have something we call horizontal networking, whereby you are networking with your peers. Okay. Most people only focus on, oh my God, how can I network upwards? when that should have been the case, because it's going to get to a point in time, if you fail to network with your friends 20 years down the line, your friends are going to be the CEOs of the biggest corporations, and you missed out on them because you were just not decided to network. And when I'm saying network, I'm not just saying hello, be my friend.
Yeah.
I'm talking about having valuable conversations and a valuable exchange of thought and ideas between them. And so that's what you want to do. You don't just network upwards, you can also network sideways, and you can also network downwards, which is everything that you do, you also want to impact people. You see, a lot of times I understood that most people just also network upwards, and when they network upwards, maybe they say, okay, I want to network with a few of my friends, but they forget that people are also coming up. And the thing is this: I've had the opportunity to network, MC network. By virtue of network, I mean kind of, I won't say mentor because I don't really mentor people, but I have had the chance to impact a lot of people on a very large scale basis. And these people have now shot up and risen so fast. And
Yeah.
these same people who I was then impacting have opened so many doors of opportunities for me. And so that's what you want to do. You want to understand these three forms of networking. So once you understand these three forms of networking, it then guides you. So for example, if I want to then network vertically, how do I go about it? That means that I have to be in the spaces where the vertical people will be. What does that mean? I've got to go to the events because a bunch of them are going to be at the events, not just any regular events. You see, there's an event whereby, of course, you're going to invite you and your friends. There are industry events whereby thought leaders go there. There are so many events that I went to an event somewhere last year in June, and when I was there, I just saw the MD of the Ghana Stock Exchange, and a bunch of people didn't even know who she was. And she was just standing there, and I went to her. Well, I've mentioned him. I was about to say something else, but it's okay. And so I went to her and I went to network with her, and that was like so amazing. And so that's what you want to do. You want to go for industry events. Also, you also like events. That's what I can say. However, another thing that you want to do is that you want to be intentionally on the lookout for people.
Yeah.
Okay, so you leverage things like LinkedIn and look out for the big CEOs. Like we've got to have all of these people on your contact list. One way, like even if you don't have them on your contact list, you want to at least know their faces. So with the MD of the stock exchange, there were so many people who were just passing, and I was like, oh my god, do you know who is standing here? Like it was so crazy, and I was like, nah. And I just went to her, I spoke to her, and she left in her shimmering car and everything. I was like, wow, this is so amazing. But the fact that, and the only things that I decided to look for some of these people, and I know their faces. So if I see them somewhere, I'm not going to miss out on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so many people just don't know some of the big people, like the CEO of MTN. He's not on Instagram. He's on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, he's super big. He's called Salomon Dadivo. Okay, now I think now he's not the CEO anymore, but however, like he's super big. And so if you don't know his face and come stand in front of you, you just don't know who he is. So you've got to be on the lookout for industry titans, especially if you are within a space. Let's say you are within the telecom space. You want to look for the top executives within the telecom space, and there are three major telecom companies here in Ghana. So you want to look at those things, and then you network that way. So be on the lookout and go be where they are. That's what network is about. Putting yourself in positions where these people already are. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Paa Kwesi. Yeah. Earlier, I was having a conversation with Dr. Inusa.
Okay.
I think he's the owner of Tenable. Okay. And we're talking about networking. And the first thing he said was that before he started his company, before he moved back to Ghana, he had opportunity to network with people that were below him. Right. And he did that just because he wanted to understand the market force. He wanted to understand what workers are doing, what their thoughts are. Yeah. And then he went up to talk to people one guy who had sold, his company to Meta for like 3 billion. And then he learned some things from them. And so as Paa Kwesi is saying, networking is not just about, going up. Look for people within what you are doing, your colleagues, the people below you, the people above you. Just have the intent of learning from these people. And that is how you build your network. Go for events. Know these people by face. Go to LinkedIn, search for them, know how their faces, what they look like, and then when you see them, it will be easier for you to interact with them. Also know what these people do. You can't just go up to someone and then, try to have a conversation. You need to know what they do, then maybe have the conversation in that direction. Paa Kwesi, I have to say that it's been amazing talking to you. Before you leave, I'd like you to tell our Gen Zs, because I know that you're part of that group. I like that you're very young and you have done so much. You are doing so much, and I know that you're going to do amazing things moving forward. And I'm very, very excited that you decided to talk to us. Guys, this is African Discourse channel. My name is Ya Isioma, and before Paa Kwesi leaves, I would like him to tell us his social media handles so that we go follow him, we go chat with him so that he can give us more insights on how to connect with people and how to build ourselves, upscale ourselves for the job industry. Paa Kwesi.
Yeah, so if you want to connect to me, you can connect to me, Paa Kwesi Folson, PaaKwesiFolson. So my Folson is not with an L. Don't get it confused, it's with an L. And so, yeah, Folson, Folson. So you want to look for me on Instagram, LinkedIn. I use Instagram a lot these days. So Instagram, LinkedIn, and yeah, TikTok. Now pushing up on TikTok. So just cut me on TikTok. We are changing the game. It's not only dancing you do on TikTok. We are bringing knowledge to TikTok. And so you want to be on there, look for me over there. I'll be glad to respond to you. And also on my website, www.paakwesifolson.com. Just you can leave any message or anything, or reach out by our emails and everything. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Paa Kwesi. It's been a pleasure having you.
Right.